Me. Oh, who was the boss? Today is Boss's Day because it's Ladies' Day. No, I'm just kidding, everybody.
I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, with me, I have two ladies that I've known for 150 years. I used to be older than them. Now we're the same age. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
No, here we are.
It is my pleasure to have Coco here this morning, and I have Miss Karla Hall.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a awesome, awesome day, and I'm excited. I am excited about the project, the event, the purpose, and seeing another blind bombshell and another bombshell.
I mean, this is the bombshell. She invented bombshell. She invented bombshell. So, first and foremost, both of you went to Highland Park. Well,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Community high school, high school.
Yes, yes.
I'm not
You
say the
confuse
classes.
people with that now because it's like it was only one school. You got to explain that to the folks. It's like, wait a minute. When I went, it was Highland Park Community High School, and when Karla went, it was Highland Park High
The
School.
last class to graduate from the old school.
And I was going to say that. I know that so well. And Karla was the femme fatale and smart. You know, brains and beauty. You don't find that very often. And in fact, she and her sisters, Tanya and Margot, all the classes, they were the beautiful girls, smart and talented. And I got to give it to Martha Harris, Hall Harris, their mom, who just was a wonderful, wonderful person. And
Phenomenal.
I want to say this on camera, that I would not be out performing poetry all over if it wasn't for her, because she was the one who threw me on stage at that Tech night. Remember that a long time
Wow.
ago? I wasn't planning to go on stage, and she said,
Wow.
you know, she had a way of nudging everybody. I said, I can't do this. I can't get up in front of people and do poetry. And she really encouraged me, and from then on, I was on my way.
You've been an eagle. You've soared, and you've inspired so many people. And I love Karla because Karla made it beautiful to be tall and majestic, and then you were tall, and coming up you kind of self-conscious about being a tall girl. I was like, oh, the teacher tall and one of the students tall, I'm embrace this.
Absolutely.
We are so excited because we have an event, Highland Parkers and Detroiters,
Yes.
coming up. It's the Highland Park High School Alumni Talent Show and Fundraiser.
Absolutely.
Let's, how did you all come up with the idea, and let's talk about the purpose.
Well, we came up with the idea. I was meeting with Charlene Turner Johnson and Eleanor Blackwell, who are movers and shakers and make a lot of great things happen in Highland Park. And they were disappointed that they didn't get a $500,000 grant for youth programming in Highland Park, but it was actually to conduct a study to find out where the gaps are in the program that we have. And she brought some people together, and we said, we can still make this happen. We need to bring the alumni together. We need to bring Highland Park residents together. And we started brainstorming. And just so happened at the end of the meeting, I mentioned that I had just done a talent show for charitable purposes, and I did a Tina Turner routine and won. And I had it on video. So they said, were you going to do a talent show? And I said, no, I'm not. And then I got an email the next day reminding me that absolutely we were doing a talent show.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's where it started.
Now, this isn't like, that's what was my reservation at first. I said, talent show. That means competition. No, it's not that kind of
No,
show,
it's
is
not.
it?
No, it's just bringing together all the talent that have graced the halls and the presence and the streets and everything of Highland Park. So it's like we're presenting you with what Highland Park has reared and raised, and this is it. People say Highland Park. I'm a tried and true Highland Parker, and I believe in Highland Park. And when you come to this event, you're gonna be like, wow, I didn't know he was from Highland Park. Oh, wow, I didn't know she was from Highland Park. Yes, we are coming together to do what we do as Highland Parkers, as people.
Well, let's talk about some of the talent that's on the show.
Well, Lauren Dean Harper.
Dean Harper.
Oh my goodness. I just recently was watching an episode of Different World, and saw Lauren when he was in that episode when he was singing in the choir at the graduation.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he's working on a play, and he did a play, and he's singing, and he's Lauren. He is exuberant, full of energy, full of life, and everything. So it's going to be a pleasure because that boy can sing.
In fact, Lauren did a play a long time ago. I think it was called "Thank God the Beat Goes On" about Phyllis Hyman. He had written a play, and the Whispers were in it.
Okay.
And everything. I mean, Lauren has been. Well, I put him in his first play.
He's one of yours, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he is one of mine. I must say. But he is just a mountain of talent. Let's see who else is in there.
Well, I actually think since you mentioned Different World, I think Terry Forsyth sang the theme song. One of the others.
The Citations.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
Citations.
Oh, my goodness. The Citations.
He's on the show as well.
So this is going to be awesome.
Y'all used to scream over them.
We did. Yes. We screamed. We would run and touch the stage.
I said, they're little boys. I mean, to me, they were young kids.
Well, it's amazing how we all wind up being the same age.
I know.
How that happened. I don't know how that happened.
I don't know how that happened.
We got the great, great rapper, writer, talent extraordinaire, super MC, who every time I see him, I'm like, just let me borrow a little bit of that energy that you got. Just a little energy, because he's everywhere doing everything, rapping, writing. And I don't want to call him a rapper. He's a hip-hop artist. He's a rapper, community activist, always fighting for the cause or whatever. So I love him. But I'm like, listen, I need a little energy. Just let me rub you a little bit and get a little of that energy off of you.
Wow.
I'm excited. And I think I'd like to mention, Brenda, it's infectious because, as Coco was saying, there's so many people who have a tremendous amount of talent who hail from Highland Park. I'm still disappointed I didn't get everybody I was looking for because so many of them have branched out and live out of state. But I was at Classical Roots and talked to Rick Robinson. And he said, oh my God, he called me the next day.
Wow.
And he said, I wrote a piece for Cut Time, his classical orchestra, called The City of Trees.
Wow.
And he is really, really excited about performing that on the show.
And I think once we do this event, the word will get out, and the next group of talent, because you got people all over the world that went to Highland Park, so they'll be like, oh, I missed that one. Well, we'll do another one.
Right.
What I didn't know, Gwen Scales.
She went to Highland Park?
She went to Highland Park, and I didn't know that because she looks much younger than the class she graduated reflects. But she was inducted into the Highland Park High School Hall of Fame this year.
Right.
And that's how I found out that she was a Highland Parker. And I did get her regret. She and Chuck are traveling to perform that weekend. But there's another one.
Really? Wow. I didn't realize that. Let's talk about some of the others that are performing. We have Galen McKinney.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I graduated with Galen. We graduated together, so I'm excited. Whenever I hear Straight Ahead, I stick my chest. I'm like, I went to school with Galen McKinney. It makes me feel good. She's an awesome musician.
She is.
She made Tall Beautiful as well.
From a family of musicians also.
We actually have a live band that will
really?
be backing up.
Deblon.
Yes.
And Deblon Jackson, who would always beat me for first chair in Barber Band and Highland Park Band. She is organizing the music.
Right.
And they're all Larry Lee back in the day. Larry Lee is a Highland Parker.
I just saw Larry Lee, and he was playing Pharrell's Happy on the guitar. I was singing it. I said, oh, okay, Larry Lee, yes.
So she has an all-star band.
Wow.
And then they're going to do a jam session too. I'm not going to call his name. We have somebody who played with the Funkadelics, a person who played with the Dramatics, and they still live in Highland Park. And that's just the band.
And Daryl Looney.
Oh,
yep,
yes.
Daryl Looney. I remember Daryl Looney.
And they lost their mother this year, within the last couple of months. And I send them my sympathies.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the First Lady and
DeAndre,
the wonderful mayor.
I mean, the Mayor Wyndham.
the Mayor Wyndham. Excuse me, the Mayor Wyndham.
We all home week.
I know. We got to. Yeah, the wonderful mayor and his wonderful First Lady.
Yo-yo.
Yes, like yo-yo. You don't hear me though. I'm sorry, I had a flashback. Help me.
I went on the internet to just get snippets about a lot of the people. I had no idea the movie credits that she has, Grammy nominated.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I was Angelo Bond, and I read all about him. I knew Angelo, but I didn't have any idea.
Now, who is?
Oh, he was an R&B writer and major. Had some
Recording
hits.
artist, yeah.
He had some R&B hits.
We have Sylvia on the line. Good morning.
Good morning. Listen, I just tuned in and I heard a little bit about there's going to be an event in Highland Park. I have cousins that graduated from there. I just saw Straight Ahead at the Java Jazz. Coco, you know I love you. I see you all the time in
I love
Same
you.
Park. So I do not want to miss any event with where you all are going to be. So I got my pen and paper. I'm going to hang up and just make sure I know where and when to go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to repeat it again. It's the talent show, Highland Park High School Alumni Talent Show and Fundraiser, May 9th. May 9th, 2014, at Highland Park Renaissance Academy, which used to be Highland Park Community High School.
Absolutely.
And that's at 15900 Woodward Avenue. And let me say something about that address. I was in the office of the old high school when they called to give the address of the new high school. They said, and the secretary, I forgot which secretary it was, it says, the new high school's address is 15900 Woodward. We say, wow. I mean, that was just like an event to move into a new building. I mean, just real. And you were in the last class that graduated from the high school. I was the sponsor of the first class that graduated from the new high school. Wow. And it's 6 p.m. VIP reception. 7 p.m. talent show, and it wouldn't be Highland Park without an after party.
Of course. What? That's a given.
And tell us some other things about the VIP event.
Well, the VIP reception is at 6 o'clock. Talent show is at 7. After party starts at 9. And the VIP tickets are $50. They're going to do VIP reception, VIP seating. You get a complimentary ticket to the after party. So, listen, this is what we need you to do. And this is my grown-up voice. We want you to go to eventbrite.com/E Highland Park Alumni Talent Show and just put it in. You find everything else on the internet. You find ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, shoes, sheets, socks. Find the event. We write your name.
We have a promo for the event.
Yes,
we have
we
a
do.
promo, so as soon as that's ready, I want you to see this wonderful promo that Melissa put together. Another Highland Parker.
Absolutely.
That was just wonderful when we started to think about even building the committee to help put this on. There are a lot of people who were willing to come on board, including the wonderful Melissa. I said, I need somebody who really knows marketing and
We're
promotion.
ready.
So.
Highland Park, get ready. It's the Highland Park High School Alumni Talent Show and Fundraiser. We're bringing some of HP's biggest names home for this special event, including Mayor DeAndre Wyndham and Highland Park's First Lady and Grammy-nominated artist, Yo-Yo, comedian and radio personality, Coco, BMA Hip Hop Artist of the Year, Super MC, director, actor, and vocalist, Lauren Dean Harper, Grammy-nominated drummer, Galen McKinney, poet, author, and TV host, Brenda Perryman, and many more. Don't miss the city's hottest event of the year, Friday, May 9th at Highland Park Renaissance Academy. Come out and get together to support youth development in Highland Park. Show tickets and VIP tickets are available now. For more info or to order yours today, call 313-869-8081.
I love it.
I love that
Can we
too.
repeat the phone numbers? We have two actually. And one number is to the Reggie McKenzie Foundation in Highland Park,
Right.
and the other is to BASE, another nonprofit. So one number is 313-869-8081, and the other is 313-252-1060.
Right, and we expect everybody to come out. That auditorium is big, and we want to fill it up, and we want to have
Absolutely.
standing room only.
Absolutely.
And I am not an alum of Highland Park High School, but I was honored that they asked me to come in and do a few pieces. And I mean, I was really flattered about that. I mean, seriously.
I don't think, and I guess sometimes you don't want to think about it, or you don't have time. You don't understand how many lives you have touched and how many young people that you've groomed and cultivated and helped them get over their fears, and they're actors and actresses and singers and performers now. And I get people coming to me, I went to school and Miss Perryman was one of my teachers. I said, what you doing now? Well, I'm dancing with the such and such, and I live out of the country, and I'm doing so and so. So we have officially sanctioned you a Highland Parker.
Amen. Half of the talent on the show, you're responsible for
Absolutely.
helping them get where they are today.
Everybody, think about it. The great Jackie Wilson went to Highland Park High School. Bill Haley, of Bill Haley and the Comets back in the 50s, went to Highland Park High School. So much talent has come out of Highland Park High School, and they're all over the world doing great things, more than entertaining.
Absolutely.
They are executives at DTE. Who am I? I mean, they are all over. And right now, Margot Hall, Karla's sister, is starring in Fences out at the Marin County Theater out in San Francisco, and she's playing Rose. She's a tremendous actress. She broke the color barrier in Washington, D.C. at Catholic University for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof.
Wow.
You know I know all these things about
you
my
do.
girls.
Yes, you do.
I
Yes,
have
you do.
flown in to see her perform in plays when she was in Washington, D.C. And the irony, and you don't know this, but the other day, one of my former students, who's an actor from Southfield High, he came in from New York and he came over to the house. But one day I got a call when he was out in San Francisco, and he was with his director and stuff like that. And I got a call and I picked it up, and he said, Miss Perryman, do you know this lady? And it was Margot. And it's like it was a full circle moment for me.
Wow.
I said, these are two of my students. I put him in his first play. I put Margot in her first play at the high school. And I mean, God is so good.
Yes,
I guess he told me what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, it's that
life.
passion.
And not only that, a passion for people to see their potential. And that is so important, because a lot of times if you take arts out of the school, like I said with Marion, a lot of people won't see what they can do.
Absolutely.
And some kids only come to school for the arts.
Absolutely.
The band, you know how Highland Park's band.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Homecoming.
Let's talk homecoming. I mean, Highland Park's homecoming. I mean, they close off Woodward Avenue. They would have a parade.
It was a full production. It was a full production. Floats, the band, and all of that. You still are. I'm still overwhelmed and thankful to be a polar bear. And mention the people from Highland Park. Jeffrey Feiger's mother.
Went to Highland Park.
She's from Highland Park.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I better name it, because who else? Jeannie Lyles,
Yes.
excellent singer.
Yes.
She's
Absolutely.
on the show.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
She's
Absolutely.
tremendous. Tanisha Wyndham.
Oh,
They have a very
Tanisha's on-
talented family.
Yes.
Tanisha's going to sing.
Oh wow! I didn't know Tanisha was. I had her. She's a friend of the show. I've had her on the show,
See, the-
and she started a girls mentoring group.
I'm
She
on the
does.
board.
She does. She has a girls' mentoring group.
And I want to bring everybody back. I run into a lot of people who tell me they wanted to get engaged and get involved with Highland Park for decades, and it just didn't work out. And this is the opportunity, because for us to make the changes that we need to make in Highland Park, and our motto basically is we're going to make sure kids are successful from cradle to career.
Oh, I love
And
that.
we're going to need everybody to come home and help us get that
Absolutely.
done.
Well, the memories, people, and I'm on Facebook a lot. The Highland Park memories that people put out, that this was like an epoch. This was like a family
Absolutely.
all into itself.
Absolutely.
Think about it.
Absolutely.
We had parents who grew up in Highland Park who had their kids go to school in Highland Park. I mean, it was such a family environment, and that was the one thing that I learned. See, I student taught in my junior year at the old high school, and I had never been in Highland Park. And just those few months there, I said, I love this place so much. I don't want to work any place else but Highland Park. It was this family.
Absolutely.
And what are your favorite memories?
Oh my gosh. Going shopping, going to Sears.
Everybody went to see it.
We all went to Sears. And interestingly enough, when I was in high school in co-op, thanks to Miss Bertha Poe, I got a job at Sears, and I worked at Sears for like 2 years. But just being in the city, going to events, Sidney Crandall Jewelers was here.
I forgot.
Going to the ice cream place and just walking around the city. You could start at one end, and the city is only a couple miles, but you start at one end and you cover the whole city, and you would see everybody. It was always somewhere to go to shop, a restaurant. We had movie theaters. We had theaters. Everything. We were a self-contained unit right here in the city. And you like, okay, I'm going to my friend's house. And you walk, and you felt safe. You felt good. Canada
Because you
Dry
knew
was
everybody
here.
in the city.
Canada Dry was here. The bakery was here. The coffee place is still here. You could still drive up Hamilton and smell that fresh brewed coffee. They've been in the city a gazillion years, I'm sure.
Right. What about you, Karla?
Let's see if you remember this one. Now, when I was in repertory theater, we needed to have a fundraiser and raise some money.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring this up.
And I came up with the idea to have the teachers and administrators do a talent show.
Oh, Lord.
And they act like they didn't really want to do
Of
it, but we
course.
had to turn people away.
Oh,
and
my
this
God.
one here, she came up with the comedy skit, and she was kind of the wayward ballerina. And I remember being in my basement digging out that old tutu. Do you remember
Oh
that?
my gosh, that tutu. And what's so bad, I couldn't do the split, so I had a sign made. And I did my legs out and I put it up splits. But here's the thing that happened during the talent show, and I got to give credit to Clara Sanders, because she spearheaded that event too. As I was dancing, I heard the audience going crazy, and I said, I must be jamming. And I looked, and my tutu was falling down. And I said, and I turned around. Oh, I'll never forget that, but that was so much fun. We were the
sold
Pointer
out.
Sisters.
Yep.
And everything.
Ivy Barrett recited a poem.
Yes, she did.
Oh,
She
my
jammed.
goodness.
We
Ivy.
had the hall guard who was the pop locker.
Yes.
And
Wow.
Mr. Wilson recreated the unruly kid in the
Oh,
classroom.
the classroom.
Sit.
Yes.
And it was a sellout.
And
It was
Miss,
great.
what was the heavy set security guard? Because she was
Roscoe.
in that.
Miss Jameson.
No, not her. There's another lady, Miss
Miss Wheatley, yes.
Miss Wheatley.
Miss Wheatley.
She was in that classroom too.
Yes,
I'll never
Miss
forget
Wheatley.
that.
Yes.
And that was wonderful. And Dee Dee Gamble. We were all Pointer Sisters too. When I have a picture somewhere where I was a Pointer Sister. I said, golly.
You gotta bring it
I
out.
was about that big. I said, dang, I had the nerve to show my legs.
You got to bring that out. You got to bring it out, blow it up, and as people walk into the event, they had the pictures up. If any of you all got pictures, that would be wonderful to just blow them up. I found my graduation picture where I was posing like
You were posing like that.
I was just, that was the universal pose, this pose. But you holding the book like this.
Yeah, we didn't get to do all the things that
Oh
they get
no!
to do now.
Please, that was
I could
unheard
have taken a
of.
picture with my
Coco.
dog.
Yes.
I gotta ask you,
Yes, ma'am.
in case they don't know, when did you decide to become a comedian? Because you went to nursing school, didn't you?
I did. I was in the transition. I was a nurse, but I became a quote unquote professional comedian. Actually, this month, April, I celebrate 23 years of doing stand up comedy. Yes.
Wow, bravo.
Congratulations.
But I have been a comedian really all my life.
I know. I know.
I stayed in trouble. I always got in trouble. I almost got suspended my senior year by Mr. Martin because I was coming out the lunchroom, and it was not intentional, but I hit the door with my palm, and the glass shattered, and it was Senior Spirit Week. Somebody pointed me out. Mr. Martin called me to his office. Now listen, they told me that you busted the window out. You didn't have to bust the window out. Just keep walking. You could have just came in my office. And
That's the way he talked too.
you just could have came right in my office and just told me that you busted the window out, and we could have taken care of it. You might not walk across the stage, young lady. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus, Lord. My parents would kill me if I don't walk across the stage. But I had to pay for half of the window.
Really?
I had to, I had to pay for Mr. Martin made me pay for half of the window. Took all my little Sears check. That little $40 took my little Sears and Robux check. I said, oh, when I get to graduate. He said, just because you paid for the window, we're going to let you walk across the stage. I'm like, thank you.
Karla, tell the audience a little about your mom. I got to say, Martha Hall Harris was married to the great Teddy Harris, and she encouraged you all so much. She had three wonderful girls. Tell us just a little about her.
Well, she was a ball of energy. I'd never came across anyone who just didn't love her. I think 2,000 people showed up at her funeral. That was even a surprise to me. And the line of people to make remarks about her, we had to shut it down.
Wow.
Because she was pretty unassuming.
Yes.
She wasn't some big name executive or performer. She was just a good person who really supported and backed, a very talented man. And she did. First, it was the four girls on their own, my mom and my three sisters and I. And she always wanted something better for us. And I remember I caught the bus to the DIA every weekend till I got old enough to go on my own. I knew what my favorite painting was in the DIA when I was 17.
Wow.
Because that's what, just the way she brought us up. And we might not have had a lot of food, but we went to dance school. We went to etiquette class. I went to white gloves and party manners at Saks.
Wow.
And
I remember that.
it was
Wow.
just important to her. But we had to go to college. We had to be educated as well. And my older sister was a dance major, a tremendous dancer. Mama made her change to business. I actually took acting classes and modeled. She said, no, up at U of M, you got to do something else. I think she got tired when Margot came along. Margot had an engineering and a dentistry scholarship to University of Michigan. And she left and moved to New York and went to school and wanted to become an. She does have a master's in fine arts now.
Right.
But she was just like that. You'd be at church and she said, oh, my daughter's decided to sing for me today.
I'll never forget.
I don't even sing. No.
I'll never forget the night that Margot was on a movie of the week. Your mother and I were on the phone when she came up as the waitress to Kirk Douglas.
Yes.
And we were screaming through the phone. I said, Margot, all of that. And just before I went off on the Total U tour, that night before, I was talking to her and Margot. You all were at the house because I think you all were going to try and go to Mayo Clinic. I don't know what it was. Mm-hmm. And I was on tour when she passed. And it just destroyed me because she was a woman who is responsible for so much, and we really appreciate her. And she was part of Highland Park.
Oh,
that's where I got
she was
it
a
from.
cast technician.
Yeah.
And she wanted
me to go to cast in the worst place. Like, no.
You had to be with your friends too.
You had to stay in HB, but she was the ultimate mother for everybody.
Everybody.
Not just her children, but when you saw her coming, you got yourself together.
Yeah.
Whatever you were doing, she made you check yourself and, kind of get yourself together. And she would walk by and speak.
And she created a standard. Let's once again tell everybody, Friday, May 9th,
Absolutely.
2014, Highland Park Renaissance Academy, right there at 15900. I'm pointing. Right there at
That's okay. We know.
15900
We know right there.
Woodward, VIP reception, talent show and after party. And let me give the two phone numbers. You can go on an Eventbrite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And put in, what do you put in on Eventbrite? Oh, you put in Highland Park Alumni Talent Show. But you can also call. Let's take these numbers down, ladies and gentlemen. 313-869-8081 or 313-252-1060. And we expect to see everyone there. Tell your friends who will tell their friends, because everyone knows someone from Highland Park.
Absolutely.
Ladies, thank you. I've
you.
cried, I've laughed, everything on the show, and it was just such a pleasure to have you on. And I remember these young ladies, and now we're the same age.
We are the same
How does
age.
that happen?
We look like a singing group.
Well,
Maybe we could do the Pointer Sisters for the talent show.
on
on the
high
senior
school
trip.
Senior trip.
Yeah, I know. That cruise. I got pictures.
Bring them out.
So everyone, I will see you this afternoon on Table Talk with Brenda Perryman. We are talking some hot button issues. And I will see you then. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. See
we'll
you on
see
May
you.
9th.
See you on May 9th. A lot of talent. $1 million worth of talent show.